This is Fashion 120, Bound Buttonholes. This is the butterfly method. This refers to sample number 3 in your sample notebook. We're going to be doing a shaped triangle buttonhole. Got a piece of muslin. It can be organza. It can be other fabrics. We're going to be placing that on the right side in the placement where we want the buttonhole. So this is going to fold. My buttonhole will end up looking like this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place that on the right side of my fabric. I'm going to pin it down and we're going to stitch. I'm going to stitch all the way around and then we will be trimming and opening our buttonhole. Move it back just a hair. Okay, beginning at one corner. Turn and turn. Okay, I've stitched around my buttonhole. I'm going to go ahead, trim my threads, and then we're going to be removing the center of this, trimming it so we can turn it the other direction. I'm going to go ahead, clip to each corner, get as close to that corner stitching as possible without actually clipping the stitching. I'm going to clip off some of this excess seam allowance. And clip. So there's my corner, my triangle buttonhole right now. I'm going to go to the iron and I'm going to completely turn and press. I have completed my buttonhole and now I've got it folded around. Typically in this you would catch stitch all the way around here to hold this layer intact. We are now ready to begin the buttonhole method. I'm going to go ahead and take two pieces of fabric that are a little bit larger than my hole. I'm going to put right sides together and I'm going to be stitching right through the middle. And I'm going to baste that stitching. So this is a basting stitch right through the middle. Do not backstitch. I'm going to clip my threads. We will eventually be removing this stitching. Now I'm going to go ahead and press. I'm going to press one side. I'm going to fold it and press one side to one side and the other side to the other side. Hence the name butterfly. Okay, I've pressed it. I am now going to line it up where I want it on my buttonhole. So I like to work from the top edge of this. So I'm lining up my point and I'm lining up the other end. Make it however you want it. There's my buttonhole. Now the next step is intensive. I'm going to be hand stitching with tiny stitches all the way around. I'm going to begin by knotting some thread. It is important that your stitches do not show. Okay, I'm going to begin by coming up and hiding my knot. There it is. I'm going to be picking up the buttonhole and coming up on the underside so I can hide any muslin that's under there. I also recommend the usage of a thimble for this. So I'm stitching through all the layers and I'm going all the way through. Small stitches. You can go back and trim some of these extra layers off. I can also remove my basting. Pound and press. I have a buttonhole. Now I need to attach the back side. This would be done at the very end with the facing. The This time, this is what the buttonhole looks like. Now we need to make sure it goes all the way through. I'm going to go ahead and mark the 4 corners. The 3 corners. Over to the back side, I've got my 3 corners marked. I'm going to go ahead and cut to those points. Okay, I've got basically a Y cut. I'm going to go ahead, fold it under, lining up with my buttonhole. Pin again, and last but not least, pin again. Complete this by hand sewing all the way around, which I'm not going to do at the moment, and there's your buttonhole.